fellow gamers. It's Tom Seidner, the Lonely Gamer.
Nick Jones with Titan Games.
And we're here with featured games again, and Nick's going to tell us about some of the cool games that they've got out this right now, or some things that actually have already been out for a while.
Yeah.
So.
A couple of games that have been out for a little while, a couple of new games. But we'll start off here with Doom the board game. Doom was obviously a very, very popular video game for a long, long time. They just came out, Fantasy Flight helped develop this for them to have a board game-based version of the game. So, you know, when the power's out and you got to play by candlelight, you can still play some Doom. It's got some really awesome miniatures in it. The gameplay, from what I've seen, it looks really good. Fantasy Flight did a really good job knocking out the rules on this one. It looks like they've used a little bit of what they've learned from like Imperial Assault and some of the other games they've developed to help make this really come true with the... there's a lot of big monsters trying to kill you very fast. Yeah,
this is a heavy box game. Yeah. This is the nice thing about Fantasy Flight, I think, is that they put out these heavy box games. This is something like you would get from a Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
But you would pay like, you know, over $100, up to $200 for a Kickstarter with this much content. But Fantasy Flight's so big that they can get something like this out for, you know, a fairly reasonable price. This is not a super expensive game. So, so it's and it looks like the miniatures just look amazing. So it's really nice.
Really good stuff. Had a lot of people that really love this game too. Next up, we've got another game that has a bit of a fan base for it, the Dresden Files Cooperative card game. And before we start talking about this, full disclosure, I am not a Dresden Files fan. But I played this game at one of the conferences we went to, knowing absolutely nothing about Dresden Files other than very basic premises of its existence, you know. And I have to say, just the game itself is very good. I was really surprised. It is a cooperative card game. Makes it very interesting. It plays really well. It's smooth. It's got clean mechanics. The people that I've played it with since then that are big Dresden Files fans really like how they integrated a lot of the pieces of the storyline and the characters into the game as well. So it's kind of got both of those great things going for it as well.
Now, I know that the Dresden Files card game has some expansions that go with it. Is this just the base game right here?
This is the base game. I believe it comes with 5 characters, and then there's an additional 3-character expansion that you can pick up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the Dresden Files is a very popular show, so and I know that it's got a nice cult following, so this game has become very popular with a lot of people. So
the other nice thing about this is it's mostly a card game. Unlike a lot of card games where like you're just trying to draw as many cards as you can, it's not very likely in this game that you're going to draw that many cards. Like, you may get to draw 3 or 4 cards during the course of the game. You have to figure out how to work with what you have in your hand and what your partners have in their hand as well to get it done.
Cool. All
very
right.
tricky.
What else we got here?
All right. Next up is a game that I actually got to play a couple times and really picked up for myself, Santorini. If you're looking for a game that plays well with 2 players, this is a fantastic place to start. It plays a little bit like chess in that you can play it with 2 players, but it's also a 3 or 4 player game as well. You're essentially building up the city of Santorini and trying to be the god that ends up on the highest building first. So there's a bit of area movement control kind of set up, and you're also constructing as you go. So as you're playing the game, you're building up this town, and it looks really neat as you're doing it. There's 3 different levels of pieces that you're playing with: the base, the middle, the precipice, and then you can actually dome some of the tops as well to keep people from being able to win the game. So it's a lot of fun, it's really interesting, and a really quick play, a really quick learn as well.
Yeah, I actually own this game, and I've played it a lot. I played it a lot with my wife, who beats me every time we play. But I don't know how she does it, but she beats me. But the thing is, I've also played this with 4-player, and it's even a really good game with 4-player because it's kind of got this team mentality, like, don't go there because on my turn I want to go here, and so on and so forth. So it plays really well both ways. It's got the base game in here that I like to play. I just like to play the base game, but it also has an expansion that comes with it as well, where each one of your people get like a special ability, and then so you can actually expand on the base game once you get tired of just playing the simple base game. But even the simple base game is really fun to play, and the 3D elements are amazing. Like even the board really, sits this far off the table.
Yeah, it sits up a couple inches. You get this little rock that you're sitting on.
Yeah, so it's kind of a really amazing game. So.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I've always been impressed by games that can be simple but challenging at the same time. Yeah. And this is definitely one of those games.
Yeah, it's definitely simple but challenging.
Last up today, we've got Palace of Mad King Ludwig. And you and I have talked about Mad King Ludwig before. There's It's a great game. It's got its drawbacks in that you almost need a full-size table to play with a couple players because each person kind of has their
they have
own
a pretty
area.
good size
Right.
pallets that they're building. Yeah.
So with this, you're actually working semi-cooperatively to build the palace, and I haven't gotten to put this on the table yet, but I'm hoping that it's the kind of game you can actually play on a coffee table for once. As much as I love Mad King Ludwig, it's difficult to play on a coffee table just because of the amount of space that each player needs to build their castle. So I'm sort of hoping that that is something that this game really opens up as well.
Yeah, I'm really interested to play this game as well because I really like Mad King Ludwig and I play it a lot, but I play it a lot on my tablet because of the scoring. The scoring's a little tough when you're playing the actual board game because there's a lot to keep track of and a lot of bonuses.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see how they do the scoring in this Palaces of Mad King Ludwig to see if they kind of streamlined it a little bit.
You definitely feel like you're playing a Euro when you're playing it where it's like, well, I get points for this,
yeah,
I get points for this,
yeah,
I get
definitely.
points for this,
and I got this, and this is multiplied by
Yeah.
this, and this, yeah. So.
Well, if you have these, it's 4 times. But that was something I really liked about the original Mad King Ludwig is every time you play it, there's a different scoring mechanic to
Right,
it.
exactly.
So one game you play, you might get bonuses for all of your choir buildings, and the next game you may get bonuses for all of your the sleeping quarters or something like that. It changes up every time. So that was one thing I really liked.
Well,
about
I'm sure that they probably added that into this as well. And the fact of this being cooperative is kind of, you always kind of, when you're playing Mad King Ludwig, you're always kind of like, oh, I'm building this really cool castle, and you're telling everybody, look at my castle, look at my castle,
Yeah.
So here, you're all kind of working on it together.
It's a
so
single
it makes
castle,
it
yeah.
kind of makes it kind of nice. So.
Yep.
All right, well, that's all the games we have for this week. If you're interested in these games, come on down to Titan Games or give Nick a call, and he'll set you up with whatever you need. And until we see you guys again, happy gaming. This video was provided by The Lonely Gamer. To see more of our news, reviews, and videos, please visit us at lonelytabletopgamer.com.